What is up, everybody? It's Grand Prix DTP02 here, back behind the wheel once again of my 2017 Hyundai Elantra Sport. Now, I have been enjoying this car enormously in the over 1,700 miles that I've put on this vehicle in the month and a half that it's been in my possession. Now, I have had nothing but positive things to say about this car. Everything from the responsiveness of the engine to how well this car performs to everything that Hyundai offers you as standard. However, it's not all sunshine and rainbows with this car, if I'm honest. And it really took me a while to actually come up with a list of at least 5 things that I'm not so much of a fan of with this car. Now, this video goes along with the top 5 things that I love about this car. And if you want to check out that video, just check out the link in the description box below. But for now, I'm going to tell you the top 5 things that I'm not so much a fan of about my 2017 Elantra Sport. Now, number 5 on this list goes to this car's interior. Now, yes, I know Hyundai did do a few minor updates to the interior, particularly for this sport trim level to make it, well, a little bit more sporty. Things like the revised gauge cluster, the paddle shifters here, and this D-cut 3-spoke leather-wrapped steering wheel, and these aggressively bolstered standard leather-bound seats. However, certain parts of the interior, like the plastic door panels, this faux carbon fiber here, and even these matte black door handles, remind you that underneath all of the cool stuff on the inside of this car, and even on the outside for that matter, this is still a Hyundai Elantra. It's still a car that was meant to be more of an economy car and just a daily driver or daily commuter compared to a sport compact sedan. Now, don't get me wrong, Hyundai has done a pretty fine job, but after looking around the interior and really examining it on this car, not to mention now seeing the updates that Hyundai has done for cars like the 2018 Elantra GT, I just think Hyundai could have done a little bit better when they designed the interior for the Elantra Sport. Now, number 4 on this list is a little bit of a nitpicky one with me, but it goes to the taillights on the back of this vehicle. Now, it's not the taillights as a whole, it's the little amber turn signal lenses that they've put on the outer corners of the taillights. Now, don't get me wrong, I like the way Hyundai refined the inner workings of the taillights. I like the fact they're standard as LEDs, but those little amber lenses, I think, distort the look of this car. And maybe it's just because this car is this bright electric blue color, and it would look better if it just had the red and the clear lens taillights like on the other 3 members of the Elantra family, but it just feels like those little amber lenses just don't really make this car look a lot better. Now, number 3 on this list is actually a peculiar one, and that is the hands-free smart trunk access. Now, this was revolutionary for Hyundai, at least, because when it first debuted on the Sonata and the Genesis back in 2015, it was suddenly the greatest thing that could have come into the automotive market. Now, it was not the first time that we'd seen a hands-free smart tailgate or trunk access on a vehicle, but this was the first one where you didn't have to wave your foot underneath the back end of the vehicle or something of that like. You simply had to stand at the back of the vehicle for only a couple seconds and the trunk would release. However, the one downside that has put it on this list at all is the fact that the system is way, way too sensitive. Now, number 2 on this list is probably an obvious one. It is the amount of noise that intrudes into the cabin when you're driving this vehicle. Now, that's all really down to, again, the sport tuned suspension and the low profile tires on these standard 18-inch wheels. Now, if you had a normal Elantra, say an SE1 Eco with either the 15 or the 16-inch wheels that come available on either of those 2 vehicles, you of course have a lot more sidewall on the tire, which means it can absorb more road noise, even on some of the harsher surfaces like this rather roughly paved concrete road surface that I'm on right now. Now, number 1 on this list, you can probably guess what it is. It is the ride in this vehicle. But that is the price you pay when you buy a car with a sport-tuned suspension. It's much stiffer, and with this kind of suspension setup, I can feel just about every undulation and imperfection that there is on any road surface. And I don't care if it's freshly paved asphalt or a gravel road surface, or even dirt for that matter, because I have taken this car on a little bit of a dirt road just to take a shortcut, but you can feel absolutely everything. Like, I'll be honest, there's a off-ramp coming up here, and as I'm going down it, not sure if you can hear that, but there are some severe vibrations coming in to the cabin here, and I can feel it through my butt, I can feel it through the seats, I can feel it through the steering wheel, and I can feel it even down through my feet, down by the pedals. So the number one thing on this list that I'm not so much a fan of with this car has to go to this car's rather harsh ride quality. And there you have it, guys. Short, sweet, and to the point. The top 5 things that I really don't like about my 2017 Elantra Sport. Now, if you guys like this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up and click that subscribe button in the lower left-hand corner to stay tuned for a lot more content to come on this channel, not only on this vehicle, but many other types of cars in the future. But again, guys, from behind the wheel of the 2017 Hyundai Elantra Sport, this is Grand Prix GTP 02, and I will see you all next time.